Hey, welcome back to Our Family B. My name is Brigitte, and in this video, I want to tell you why I almost didn't start our YouTube channel. So let's get into it. Welcome back, you guys. This is going to be another chatty video, and I really just kind of want to talk about why I almost didn't start our YouTube channel. So a little backstory, if you're new around here, my name is Brigitte. I am 35 years old until May, when I'll be 36. And I work full-time as an ultrasound tech at a local hospital. I've been there for, this is my 14th year, so a very long time. I am married to my wonderful husband, Brandon, and we have two little children, Benjamin, who is 5, and Brielle, who is 2. So when Brielle was about 6 months old, I told Brandon, we should start a YouTube channel. He didn't really realize at the time that I felt like God told me to start it. But let me tell you, I had this inkling that we should start one for like a year. And I just kept putting it off. And finally, after going back to work and being there 3 months, I kind of just realized I just need to do it. Over the last year and a half, there have been times where I have questioned, why in the world did I start? And I just want to talk about why I almost didn't start, because some of those reasons still come up to this day. So first thing is, I am such an introvert. So to be here sitting in front of a camera that then will have my video posted all over online for everyone to see, it's kind of like I'm an introvert in the sense that I'm only talking basically to myself. I mean, I'm talking to a camera, but then I become this extrovert because my face goes all over the internet for whoever to look at. That's kind of scary when you're an introvert, when you kind of just try to stay behind the scenes, and I don't like to draw attention to myself, and that's actually why I usually slouch, is because I have been this height, which is 5'9", since I was in 8th grade, which, you know, if you can remember back in high school, everyone is shorter than you until they hit their growth spurt, which all the guys don't hit their growth spurt until later. So I, of course, was towering over a lot of my peers, and it made me very self-conscious because I'm an introvert and I just want to blend in. So it's a little scary to start a YouTube channel and then have yourself be in this fishbowl. And yeah, you start small, and right now we probably have about 4,700 subscribers, which is still crazy to me, but to think that even that many people watch me, and obviously we want to grow and we want to have more people, but that's very scary and intimidating. And it's one of the reasons why I almost didn't start, because I didn't want to be out there in front of everyone. I just like to hide. I just like to be by myself. I like to be with my family. I like to be with close friends, and to be out there for the world to see is really scary. So that was one of the first reasons why I was so hesitant to start a YouTube channel. But another reason is that I didn't ever want to mislead people. And so I thought I had to have everything figured out, which no one in life ever has anything figured out completely, because we are all still learning, we're all still growing, and our opinions change. And that is something I had to realize, because through different seasons of life and different stages, my thoughts about something could be completely different in 6 months. And I thought, well, if I made a video and then in 6 months I changed my mind, no one will take me seriously, no one will believe me, I can't do that. So I just can't start a channel. But in reality, we're all still learning and we're all growing. And so I never have to say when I make a video, I'm perfect, because I honestly do not believe I am perfect. And I never want to come across as thinking that, but I had this preconceived notion that I had to have everything perfect and I had to be perfect in order to put a video out online. Almost like I had to be the expert in every single video that I made, which is just not possible. I'm only experienced in what I'm experienced, if that makes sense. So I can only speak from experience. So I had to come to this point where I said to myself, you are not saying you're an expert. You are not saying you're the authority in every single thing you talk about. You are simply sharing your life with other people. And that is helpful. It is useful. And I have to remind myself that I've learned from other people who were growing and learning and stuff. I want to start a garden soon and I want to do videos about it, but I feel intimidated because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning. I will be learning step by step because I've never really done a garden before. But that doesn't mean I can't share what I'm learning and my progress with you guys. And that is a reason why I almost didn't start my channel, because I felt like I had to have it all together in order to do a video about it. And that's just not the case. There are so many times when I watch people who are learning something for the first time, or just figuring out something, or have only been doing it maybe a week or a couple months, and they share how they like something, their thoughts on it, their honest reviews about it. And that's so helpful to me, because usually it's a topic that I'm interested in and I want to hear people's thoughts about it, but I don't want to hear some, paid promotion person doing it, or somebody who thinks they have it all together already. Like, I just want somebody who's experienced it to show me what it is and how to do it and what they've learned and what they like and don't like, and that's what I'm doing. Like, I don't have it all figured out, but that is one of the reasons why I almost didn't start our channel, because I thought I had to have everything figured out. And believe me, I do not have everything figured out. I don't even have a lot of things figured out. Very few things, and then usually a month later, I'm like, what am I doing? I don't have it figured out. But that's actually a good thing, because we can learn from each other. Because as our tagline says, we are better together, and we seriously believe that. And so I share my life with you guys, and here I am on YouTube, and sometimes it still baffles me, like, what am I doing? Another reason why I almost didn't start our channel is because I didn't know what to talk about. I felt like my opinion didn't matter. I felt like no one would be interested in what I had to say. I think a lot of people struggle with this area, with this insecurity, and it's something that I still constantly have to work through, because I feel like, well, I don't know, it's just what I do. Like, no one really wants to hear about it. Who really cares? Like, no one's gonna be interested in why I choose to wipe my mirrors with vinegar and water instead of buying some traditional Windex cleaner or mirror cleaner at the store. Like, no one cares. No one cares how I make my bed, or how I raise my children, or how my husband and I work on our marriage. Like, no one's gonna be interested in that. But it's also something that's not true. And this is something that I feel like is a serious scam, likely. And this is an area that I seriously believe the enemy, that Satan tries to use to devalue us and to keep us isolated and not in community together. Because we are better together. We're better in community, and we're better when we learn from each other, because we should not be surprised when he attacks us at our weakness. And this is a weakness, I feel like, for a lot of people. And it's something that can keep us from being together. And when he divides us, he will conquer us, because when we're in isolation, it is no good. No bueno. It's like when a predator tries to isolate one of the prey from the herd and drive it off to the side, because it knows when it's alone and by itself, it has nothing to protect it. We protect each other when we are together. And so when we isolate ourselves and think, I have nothing of value and I have nothing worth saying, that is so dangerous. And so we really need to be in community. And that's why I almost didn't start our channel, is because I felt like, who cares? I have nothing of value to say, and that's not true. And it's not true for you too. I believe God has given every single one of us a voice and passions, and he gives us worth, and he's given us a purpose in life so that we can fulfill that purpose. We are each made uniquely by God, and every single one of us has a purpose and a thing to fulfill and a reason for being on earth. And I wanted to start a channel, but I was afraid. So I started it, and I want to encourage you that you have a purpose and you have something of value to say, and the world needs it. So get out there and speak your voice. When I think about all the reasons why I almost didn't start our channel, they all stemmed from fear and insecurity. And that is such a dangerous place to live, because when we're operating out of that, we're not operating in what God has for us. He has the best for us, and he does not instill that fear and insecurity. He gives us life and love and purpose and security and comfort. Those are the things that we need to be focusing on and living in. We need to continually encourage each other and inspire each other to love well, live wisely, and be better together, because honestly, that is the best way to live. That is why God created us to be here on earth. And relationships with other people on earth are such a blessing from him, because that's where we get life from. Obviously, he is the giver of life and the author of life, but to be able to call up a friend or call up a family member when you're just feeling down and depressed and just not feeling good about yourself or life. Like, he gives us people who can encourage us and to speak life over us and to help us, to give us practical tools to conquer whatever it is that we're facing. I mean, he also gives us his word and the Bible and church and like people at church and people who can pray over us, who can encourage us, and who can inspire us to keep going, to move on, to dig deep within us, to figure out, why am I here? Like, what is my purpose? Like, how can I use my talents and abilities and passions to make a difference in the world? And I feel like I'm almost going through a midlife crisis at 35 because, like I said in some of my history about when we started this channel and what was happening at work, like I've been at work for 14 years now, but when we started it was like 12 and a half, and I kind of returned after having our second kid and was like, well, is this it? Like, is this all there is to life? And since then, I feel like I've been able to pour into YouTube. I've been able to learn a ton. There's so many skill sets now that I'm learning, and there's actually like so much within me and Brandon that has been coming to light that it's like, wow, like I'm really passionate about that. Like, how can we work this into our future? Like, what is it, God, what direction do you want us to move, and how can we get there? If you've watched some of our other sit-down chatty videos, we've talked about our vision for the future, and in one of my last chatty videos, I talked about things that are hard in life and getting through life transitions and stuff, but I feel like I'm in like a midlife crisis where I'm like, there has to be more, and I feel like God gave me this vision for YouTube as almost like a launching pad, as a starting ground to start to learn things, to branch out, to build our community, our OFB community. And we seriously love you guys, and we get so many positive comments, and I really want to dwell on those and not the negative ones, because everyone, will come across people who naysay whatever they say. And honestly, it probably reflects more on the person who is saying the negative comment than it is on me or on Brandon or on our family. But I almost didn't start the channel because of fear and insecurity. And I don't want to let that run my life. I want to figure out what God has for me, for us next, because I want to do that. I want to join in that. I want to be in the middle of whatever he's doing. I don't know if that's YouTube forever. I don't know if that's building a community so we can build something else in the future. I don't know what it means. I have no idea. I could stay in my current job for ever until I retire. I don't know. But I do know I want to seek God, and I want what he wants, because what he wants for me is the best. And I know if I can rest in that, then I can rest in knowing that whatever situation I'm in, it is for my best. And I just have to cling to him for that. But I don't know, we have this vision of land and of having a different type of life, of not running a rat race, of not constantly feeling behind, and of not striving for something that's unattainable. We want to invest in people. We want to invest in marriages. We want to invest in families. But we also want to be practical and live on land and grow our own food and have chickens and be able to, I don't know, maybe have a retreat center for married couples to come, and maybe like a place where people can, rent Airbnbs to have a family getaway where they can help, with stuff on the farm, where they can have, an experience away from their hustle and bustle to connect with each other, to connect with their family, to get a glimpse of something that's different and something that's more, and maybe it ignites something in them to go after something that they've been passionate about. Like, who knows? But all I know is that there are so many reasons why I almost didn't start our channel, but I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I stepped out. I'm so glad that God pushed me to step out, that he didn't give me rest until I stepped out, because even just thus far, what I've learned and what I've gained and the people that we've met online, like, I would never trade that. So as hard as it is sometimes and as tired as we are sometimes, because we both work full time, I'm so glad that I started our channel, and we don't plan to go anywhere, and we're really glad that you're here. If you've never left a comment before, make sure you comment down below and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss when we post new videos, which is every Tuesday and Friday. All right, guys, I think I've been rambling enough, but I really hope that it inspires you and encourages you, because that's what I want to do. I want to inspire you guys and encourage you guys because we're better together. So until we meet again, don't forget, life is better together. Guys, I made my bed again, just for you. I want you to know that.